So Weston decides to play. Oh, that's it for game one. So it looks like Sphinx's Steel Wind was able to win that game for Weston. So let's look at sideboards for both players here. I'm looking at Andrew's right now. His sideboard is 2 blue elemental blast, 2 submerge, 3 surgical extraction, 2 power blast, 1 red elemental blast, 2 ancient grudge, and 3 stifle. So
yeah, I certainly expect the surgical extraction to come in here, and probably the pyroblast also, because they stop careful study and show and tell if Weston decides to bring that in.
Right. And the other cards don't seem very effective against him, like red blast. Or no, red blast and power blast are generally the same thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, ancient grudge doesn't hit anything. Stifle does hit his Animate Dead.
Right, hits Anime's Dead and fetch lands.
Yeah, and the Reanimator deck is very light on fetches, or on land.
Yeah, it only plays 17 lands.
Oh, wow.
But it really only needs 2 lands to operate, and it actually can even win off 1 land, so.
Yeah. But I mean, the main deck Spell Pierce in Andrew's deck seems very good against
yes, that's excellent here.
Yeah. And so looking at Weston's sideboard.
Let's see.
So I see that Weston has 2 Thoughtseize, 1 Blazing Archon, 1 Coffin Purge, 1 Spell Pierce, 2 Pithing Needle, 1 Wipe Away. What is that one?
2 Echoing Truth, 2 Dispel, and 3 Show and Tell.
Well, so what do you think, since you're the Reanimator player, what do you think he's going to bring in this matchup? What do you usually bring in?
Well, if you're expecting a ton of hate, or something like Leyline of the Void, then you can bring in Show and Tell, but I don't think I would in this matchup. I like Thoughtseize. You know, just it gives you information, and it clears the way of counters or surgical extractions.
Right.
I also like Blazing Archon. It's certainly just better than some other fatty. Like Inkwell of Ice isn't really that great in this matchup because your opponent can often just race you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Spell Pierce and Dispel might come in too, just because they can win counter wars, stop surgical extraction. Yeah. Pithing Needle does not seem very useful here. I mean, it's for things like Caracas or Tormod's Crypt, but... And unless he thinks his opponent's bringing Leyline or Grafdigger Cage, the bounce spells won't come in.
Yeah. I mean, the only graveyard hate that I see Andrew has here is surgical extraction.
Right, which is the most commonly played graveyard hate, and is stopped by, you know, counter spells and discard effects.
Yeah, but it seems very good with Snapcaster Mage, getting full value out of that.
Yeah, it's certainly annoying to play against that.
I've seen a lot of deck lists that, a lot of rug deck lists that run, was it Leyline of the Void in the sideboard?
Right, yeah, I don't know if Leyline, or if what Weston expects his opponent to be bringing in.
Yeah. But I mean, like, usually they do that because it seems like it takes your opponent by surprise.
Yeah, it just randomly wins games.
Yeah, because you win game 1, and all of a sudden, game 2 you see Leyline, and you're not ready for that. I don't think you can win that game.
Yeah, I've actually just conceded to a game 2 Leyline before playing Reanimator.
Yeah.
Just did not expect it.
But the drawbacks of playing Leyline in a rug deck is that you can never cast it.
Right, it has to be in your opening hand or else it's just completely useless.
Okay. So I believe here Andrew will be on the play, and Weston will be on the draw. Yeah, Weston's a pretty local player. He plays quite a lot of tournaments in this area. So what do you think of this matchup here? From your experience, like, how do you think this matchup usually goes?
Well, I think probably most of the games I've lost to the rug deck are when I just get mana screwed, when I just, you know, have a hand with like 2 fetch lands and they both get stifled, and that's the most common way for the Reanimator player to lose.
Right. I mean, majority of decks can't even beat that play, double stifle.
Right. Well, especially since the Reanimator deck is so light on land.
Yeah.
And it also plays a ton of fetches.
So Andrew has decides to fetch. And I think a Nimble Mongoose is in the C play right now. Nimble Mongoose seems very good in this deck. Why is that?
Well, it's just good against the control decks because they just, you know, you can't sword them, you can't Jason. Just hard to deal with.
Alright, so Andrew likes to play Delver Secrets, but I just not see. So yeah, Andrew's hand looks very aggressive. He has a double Nimble Mongoose, a Daze, and a couple blue cards I cannot see. Alright, so his hand looks like double Thought Scour, Daze, and Nimble Mongoose. Nimble Mongoose. So Weston here plays around the Stifle and fetches on his main phase. So Weston elects not to play around the Wasteland, which is very good in the rug deck.
Yeah, it's interesting he gets the Underground Sea here.
Yeah. I mean, it is possible that he does not have the correct mana in his hand, that he's forced to get the Underground Sea. Oh, so Weston here, he entombs on his main phase because Andrew's tapped out, and Andrew lets that resolve.
I don't know why he would let that resolve, given that he had Daze in hand.
Yeah. Like from my experience, it seems that countering the ability to put a card in your graveyard seems better than letting it resolve.
Right, given that they play more ways to reanimate than they do to bin a fatty.
Right, because there's only 4 entombs and 4 careful studies and 1 researcher.
Right.
And the ways that they bin fatties is, I believe, more than that.
Yeah, and also Entomb allows him to get any creature he wants, so
yeah, so here getting the Sphinx seems very good play against rug deck. So Andrew here plays Nimble Mongoose that is still a 1/1 because does not have Threshold. So how many cards do you need to have Threshold?
Needs 7 cards in your graveyard.
So what's the ability that Threshold gives Nimble Mongoose?
Gives it a +2/+2, so it becomes a 3/3.
A 3/3.
And it already has Shroud.
Right. Yeah, so Nimble Mongoose seems like it doesn't stand out in this matchup here. But against like decks like Control, seems like very good against Swords of Plowshares, Dismember.
Right.
And
Yeah, this certainly isn't the matchup where it shines.
Yeah. Wow, so Weston has the typical turn 1 Entomb, turn 2 and Reanimate.
Yeah, and he has mana to play around Daze.
Yeah. So here, Andrew...
His opponent, Thought Scour, is trying to find a counter or a Surgical Extraction.
Yeah. And it looks like he's holding Lightning Bolt, Thought Scour, Daze, and Nimble Mongoose. I'm surprised he kept the Lightning Bolts in his deck.
Yeah. And again, I don't like not dazing the Entomb.
Yeah. Because here, if he dazes the Entomb, if Weston...
Yeah, and his opponent just scoops it up because he has no outs to the Sphinx.
Yeah. Alright, so...
that was a quick 2-0 win for Weston.
Yep. Yeah, it seemed like to me like this matchup was very favored for Weston. Weston here.
I kept the loose hand because it's like 3-1 casting cost thing.
Because like if Weston goes a long game and is able to resolve any creature, it seems like the rug deck cannot deal with any of them.
Right.
It was risky,
and I've seen a lot of variations that play Dismember, but Dismember only hits about it only hits very minimal creatures against the Reanimator deck.
Right, it stops Jim, but it doesn't stop the Elishnorn or the Sphinx.
No, it's like my Delvers never flip.
So it's a pretty quick match, but I mean, so tell the viewers like what creatures does the Reanimator deck play?
Well, Weston's version is playing 1 Angel of Despair, 1 Sphinx of the Steelwind, 1 Elishnorn, 3 Jingataxis, 1 Iona, Shield of Emeria, 1 Inkwell of Ithon, and 1 Imperial Archangel.
Alright.
So yeah, it's good to just play diversity of creatures because you have Entomb and you can get whatever creatures best in the present situation.
I was expecting to get surgical.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was top 4. Weston won 2-0 in that matchup pretty handily. And we'll see you in the finals.
He did board and show and tell, right?